And Coach Venables joining us. And Coach, thank you very much for being
thanks for
our
having me
first guest.
Yeah, great day today. Great day today.
This crowd is fired up, and I want to start just by talking about you for a second. I'll let them talk for a second. But the university here, absolutely thrilled with your season last year, and they just gave you a new contract extension. I'm sure that feels pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, a relationship with President Harris and Joe Castiglione, two of the best leaders in all of college athletics. Their belief in not only myself but our coaches and what we've been able to do in 2 short years is it's everything. It's going to take everybody, and to have their endorsement at this time going into the SEC means a lot to all of us.
Coach, everywhere I've gone lately, Oklahoma fans have asked me, "Hey, do you think we're SEC ready?" And I'm like, going, "Yeah." Oklahoma doesn't need to explain itself. Walking through that trophy room a couple weeks ago when I was here, I was literally blown away. I know you're not. You're part of this program for many, many years. But let's talk about where this program is right now.
Yeah, again, since you gave us the platform to do so, we're going to brag on ourselves. But it really is. It's one of the top 5 legendary, iconic, winningest program in the history of college football. And so, this is a program, whether it's the 47-game winning streak or the most conference championships in the history of college football, the national championships, all the Heisman Trophy winners, the countless players that are now in the Hall of Fame, both the Pro Football Hall of Fame, the College Football Hall of Fame, the consensus All-Americans. Again, you just start going through the draft picks, things of that nature. This program stands on its own 2 legs, and now you get elite matching up with elite, and an elite program like Oklahoma has been for over 100 years, matching up with the best brand and the best league in all of college football, the SEC.
Coach, I knew it was storied because obviously I know a lot about Coach Switzer and Bob Stoops and what has happened since, but I had the opportunity to spend some time at lunch today with a couple of members of Bud Wilkinson's team from that 47-game winning streak, and it was remarkable. I'm rarely just stone silent, but I sat back, the starting quarterback on that team, and to think about the 2 winning streaks over a several-year period. It's part of Oklahoma folklore, but that's pretty rich.
No doubt. And again, as we said, it takes a backseat to nobody. But it's, again, over 100 years. So there's plenty of programs that have had, elite level success for periods of time. But for, again, close to 130 years, this program has represented in this game as well as anybody.
Let's talk about this upcoming season, because that's what fans obviously care about. In 2 weeks from now, we'll see you in Dallas, and the questions will be fast and furious. But, it feels like last year answered the questions. But what do you expect coming up?
Well, again, this year is obviously incredibly important. We've worked really hard the last couple of years trying to prepare for this moment. But what's sitting in front of us right now is trying to put together the best roster that we can and have these guys as well prepared as we can. You're going to figure out a lot. You're going to learn a lot through this transition. But, this isn't as much about where we're going as who we're going in with. And it's not as much about proving people wrong as we are trying to prove each other right. And we've worked really, really hard, though, at, both our programming, our roster, the vision of our program for both the short term and the long term to what we need to do to transition to the SEC. But incredibly exciting. This will be the most unforgiving league there is in America, and that goes without saying. This is a league that is really, really hard, top to bottom. And the margin for error is very small. So it's thin air, if you will. But that's what this program has been about for a long time. We're running towards the SEC. And with great expectations and excitement, and again, this will be a launching point for this program moving forward.
There are coaches who could talk their way through an answer like this, but you have the experience. When you were at Clemson, the SEC was always getting in your way, and I don't know the exact number, but the record was pretty good against the SEC.
Yeah, well, again, didn't have to play them week in and week out, but certainly have an understanding of the footprint geographically, the recruiting competitiveness, the commitment that is there from a facility, from a roster, from a coaching staff, the intensity and the passion from top to bottom in that league, from the fan bases, unmatched in all of college athletics. So all of those things are going to bring the best out in us, is what I believe.
Coach, I know coaches look at schedules. I was with your colleague in Austin last night, and he was focused on that first game. And I don't even remember who it was against, but that was the hardest. That's how coaches operate. But you know what's in front of you. So there's a sense, media-wise, that you got the worst schedule in the SEC. Does that filter in? I mean, I can't imagine coaches getting too hung up on anything other than what's in front of them.
We recognize there will be several games that come down to the last drive of the game. That's the SEC, top to bottom, as you have taken the last several months to really, okay, what's in front of us right now? And looking at that league top to bottom, is it incredibly competitive? Preaching to the choir, I know that. And so how can we, what are the things that it's going to take? Outside of just being good on your roster, so all the efficiencies and all the different things that it takes to win games, whether that's turnover margin or 4-minute or 2-minute or red zone, all those types of things really are going to play a huge part into this season. And for us, we recognize, as we've been building our roster in the most tumultuous time in college football history from a stability standpoint on a roster, we've worked hard to try to help ourselves in every area. But if you're going to win at the highest level in the SEC, you're going to win it because of the trenches. Coach,
this is just observation. I'm not trying to pit anyone against each other, but I was in Austin last night for the welcome there, and I hold on. I was curious about something because I kept hearing, I heard the quarterback Quinn Ewers talk about we're the ones that everybody wants to beat, and then I heard some bravado from the administrators, which I understand. And I said, well, I guess it was Texas that had that's won, in the last 25 years, 11 Big 12 championships, and Oklahoma only 3. And then I realized I had that reversed. You guys really don't need to explain yourself out here.
This is not a program that Johnny come lately. This is a program that's been established for a very, very long time, and no doubt there is. And so, again, we don't look at other programs to try to compare ourselves to, and it doesn't do us any good. We focus inside out and the things that we need to do to be an SEC championship caliber football program, and so that's where our focus is.
Before you go, fans want to know what this team is going to look like, and I know for you're going to take a break from it before you get back. But for these fans who I have to admire, you see, I mean, I got hot just getting out of the golf cart and walking up here. Kudos to all of you. But let's start with your offense. I know you like your quarterback.
Yeah, I love, again, where we're at. We've got tremendous experience coming back at the skill position. Certainly, Jackson, this will be his first full season. Jackson is as talented of a player as there is in college football. He's a winner. He's won his whole life. Smart guy, great instincts. He's got a tremendous skill set. He's got great toughness to him. He can run it. He can throw it. And again, this is a game of development. And so wherever he ended the season, we had a lot of opportunities to win that game. Wherever he ended the season last year in his first collegiate start, he'll be on another planet. And my expectation is wherever we start at the beginning of the year, he'll develop and get better. He's tough. He's got a great self-awareness to him. He's got all the traits that allow you to kind of have to go through it, both the good and the bad. And he responds to adversity, and just a tremendous leader. The players play hard for him.
And as a pundit, I said this a couple of times years aago. I said, if Oklahoma only had a defense, there's no telling how many national championships they would have won under someone else. Well, they have a defense now.
Well, we've made steady improvement. It's been incremental. Can't ever happen fast enough. You're never satisfied. But I love this will be the year 3, first time that we've had a third-year players within our system, give or take 7 or 8 starters back. So we have some experience within our schemes. We've developed in the weight room all of our programming. This will be going on our 3rd year, and so that's the weight room. That's nutrition. That's recovery, all of those areas that are incredibly important. But I love our buy-in, the investment that the players that we have in that locker room. This is a very highly invested football team. Several guys, chose to come back. They wanted to help lead us this year. I think there's multi-layered reasons why guys come back, but one of those reasons was to leave your mark. And so have an opportunity to do that going into the SEC with a group of guys that are committed and tough, hardworking guys. Really exciting.
Well, it has begun, and let's hear it for Coach Venables. Thank you, Coach. Thank you very much.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.